Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us to celebrate the 4th of July, the creation of our independence. We should all be applauding for that. And so I hope you are enjoying the festivities. It's been a huge crowd. The weather has certainly been on our side. We certainly give God all the credit and honor for that. This refreshment and camaraderie that has come to be associated with this holiday celebration. This year we celebrate the 150th anniversary of the battle at Gettysburg and its importance to the history of our country. You know, thousands of people have come to the central Pennsylvania as reenactors, history buffs, and patriots to acknowledge this pivotal event in America. Without the heroic and patriotic actions of those who fought and advocated during that period in history, we would live in a very different America. The story, however, is more than what happened in Gettysburg, Dauphin County. Harrisburg played an integral part in our country's battle for freedom for all citizens. Harrisburg, Dauphin County, has a history to the commitment for freedom, equality, and human rights that seems back even beyond the Battle of 1863. The people here thirsted for freedom at every level and demonstrated this commitment through their actions. The history records that on February 23, 1861, Bethel Church member Jacob T. Compton used his horse-drawn carriage to take President-elect Abraham Lincoln out of Harrisburg after news of an assassination plot became known. Historian Linwood Sloan recorded or recounted that between June 15 and June 30 of 1863, free men of color gathered in Harrisburg and headed for Camp William Penn to join the United States Colored Troops, Central Pennsylvania's free men of color, sacred to all that head south into adversity. This year, Dauphin County commissioners and regional culture partners hosted a Freedom Jubilee at the state capitol fountain, inaugurated the Bethel Heritage Trail to honor the contributions of these brave men, to honor the long road home as these men put their lives, families, and communities back together, to build stewardship and support for those who committed so much to our history, to retell their stories, preserve the hallowed grounds where they rest, and reconnect their generations or their descendants to this great legacy. I encourage you to take some time this weekend to learn about Harrisburg's, Central Pennsylvania's important role in the formation of our country, America, land of the free and home of the brave. Visit the Civil War Museum, Gettysburg, and the Dauphin County website to learn about the Freedom Trail so that you can learn firsthand about our proud heritage in this region. I am particularly pleased to acknowledge the work of the County Commissioners' partnership with the Heritage Trail because my family heritage, as it is probably the case for many of you, is entwined in the history of our region. I am proud to be the descendant of men and women who were committed to the values of our forefathers that dreamed of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I am sure that my forefathers and foremothers would be overwhelmed to know that their aspirations for us as Americans would evolve to the place where we are today, where men and women of all races, creeds, religions, ages, abilities, and limited abilities, marital status, health status, national origins, everyone has the opportunity to live in a country where hard work, preparation, ambition, and perseverance would allow us to individually and collectively realize our full potential for success based on our own merit. That is why, although I usually do not make formal remarks at this event, I wanted to address you as I celebrate independence with you for the last time as mayor of this great city. I just need to take this time to thank all of you for your collective and individual support during my tenure as mayor. I thank you for all the ways you have demonstrated support for me and the initiatives that we all have created in the city government, the policies, the decisions, and the programs that we have been able to be introduced and implemented in the city. Moreover, I thank you for allowing me to be a living example of the manifestation of American dream. Who would have thought that I, an African-American female, born and raised in the city of Harrisburg, would become mayor of this great city? Who would have dreamed that a young girl from humble beginnings and life challenges would have the opportunity to lead this city? Who would have thought that this city would embrace people from every country, background, and philosophy? A seat of diversity in Central PA. But that's what America is about. We have walked a challenging road during these last 3.5 years, more challenging than any of us thought it would be. But the city of Harrisburg is still standing. The doors are still open. We're stronger and better with great days ahead of us. We learned more about government in 3.5 years and had 3.5 short years than many people learned over the 28-year period. In addition to fiscal issues we have addressed, and this is what we've done. Reinstituted the police foot patrol in our streets, reduced the city government workforce by 20% and operations by 10%, i.e. cutting middle management positions. We closed a $9 million deficit hole and provided a balanced budget going forward. We formed a Minority and Women Business Task Force to address disparities that negatively impact the economic development and job growth for minority and women-owned businesses and subcontractors. We demolished well over 70 houses, properties that were dilapidated for the last 15 and 30 years, increased accessibility to free fire alarms for citizens, resurrected the Harrisburg Police Athletic League, launched the largest annual illegal dumping partnership in the history of Harrisburg called Project Love, or Love Harrisburg, formed a sexual assault task force, formed a police advisory task force, created the Mayor's Anonymous Tip illegal gun possession reward program, through public-private partnerships developed 200 newly constructed and rehabilitated single-family homes and townhouses and condominiums, secured $200,000 in funding for installation of cameras to be able to apprehend criminals and illegal dumpers, partnered with the Harrisburg Hilton to defease $17 million of debt, launched the Neighborhood Safe program to help reduce crime and rebuilding neighborhoods and targeted crime areas, initiated the YARD program called Youth as Restorers that gives kids leadership and civic responsibility, finalizing the incinerator debt where there will be no more debt on the taxpayers come 2013, the end of it. Since 2010, we've issued well over 19 new business licenses and created well over 1,600 new and full and part-time jobs. Proposed the Keystone Opportunity Zone a tax incentive and also a LERTR tax abatement incentive. Since 2010, well over $160 million in new economic development investment throughout the city. Experienced $1.2 million in building permit and mercantile license fees. Awarded $22 million in new grant revenue for crime prevention, infrastructure improvement, housing and youth programs, and removed well over 200 guns off the streets that were in the possession of illegal bearers. Provided 95 summer jobs annually for our youth. And we're not done yet. And so although the election was not what I had hoped for, I certainly stand here proud to be able to know that I will witness history, that the city has turned a corner in its fiscal crisis, and I will be able to celebrate and walk out with my head high, seeing the footprint unfold with our administration, this administration right here. And I am sure, and very sure, that the strategic plan for the recovery for the city of Harrisburg, that fiscal recovery plan and growth will serve to make Harrisburg a better, brighter, and more fiscally sound and economically thriving metropolis that it has been designed to be. And so there are only brighter days ahead for our great city of Harrisburg. And I ask you to join this city in its continued efforts to invest in our neighborhoods, our businesses, our financial recovery, our people. With your help, we will continue to see great things in the city of Harrisburg. Don't forget to spend some money while you're here this 4th of July weekend. Get a ticket, spend some money in the meter, go to a bookstore, support a restaurant, and make sure all your kids do the same. I am honored to serve this city that I was raised in, educated in, got my morals and values shaped in this city, and I am honored to go out of here knowing that I came in to solve a crisis, and when I leave out of here, that crisis will be solved. So I thank you all of you, particularly my staff, for helping me get the job done. And thank you, and don't forget me, because I'm not going too far. God has great things ahead for me. God is the author and the finisher of my life. No man sets my destiny, only God does. And I ask God to bless you, all that you came to do, all that you've done. May God bless this great city of Harrisburg and all of you. And thank you to my staff especially for doing the heavy lifting. And God bless this great country called America. Let's enjoy the fireworks.
Ride back over where your car is.
Yeah, that would be great if you're around. Thank you.